I want to run. I'm so excited. Dun, 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 dun. I just can't hide. I'm a total maniac. I'm like mashing songs together right now. I'm like, maniac, maniac. Oh my God, this is your live continuing Comic-Con 2015 coverage from New York City. You are the Terrifics. I'm Michael Artsis. She's Andrea Fasano, and this is BeTerrific, BeTerrific.com. You're amazing. Thank you so much for watching. We're giving you live continuing coverage. We're having a lot of fun. It's unbelievable here. Our next guest, Andrea. My favorite company ever. Like, I mean, I was a little kid and I played with this, and then my son plays with it. It's unbelievable.
I know. Have you been to Disney in the last, I don't know, 5-10 years? They have a huge display at Downtown Disney.
Really?
Which, by the way, is apparently not called Downtown Disney anymore.
Disney
FYI, if anybody
Marketplace now,
called
yeah.
Disney Marketplace.
That's what screwed me up. I was actually talking to Disney on the phone a couple weeks ago, and they kept saying Disney Marketplace.
I hadn't
and I'm
been
like,
in over 10 years, so
Wow.
I hadn't seen it. And they have this massive display.
We're
talking about Lego, obviously.
I've been to Legoland. How about
I haven't
that?
been there. Yes.
Julia Strata hooked me up with some tickets.
Oh,
and
that's
yeah, we
awesome.
did a podcast 100 years ago
That's awesome.
together. She came to my house and did the podcast out of my kitchen.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, and she's cool. We've stayed in touch. She's cool people. Hi, Julie. And Legoland's amazing place. It's Carlsbad, California. Yeah, I was
Yes,
right.
and we also have.
Oh, we'll get that fixed on you. Somebody jump on set. TJ, over here, pronto, on the double. I'll talk in the meantime. I got a story to tell you. That's Paul and Greg. And while we're doing that, I got this great story. So I've got this friend. We grew up together. I hadn't seen him in years. And unfortunately, he was injured in Iraq. He was a special forces captain. So we go to do a live broadcast from his house to tell a story, because it's the most miraculous story, Captain Ben Harrow. So I tell Greg, I can't show up empty-handed. I stop at a toy store for his kids, and I want to buy toys, Legos. And he's got a 6-month-old, and she's not getting Legos, but, you know, the swallow hazard, right?
Yeah, 6 months.
But he's got a 4-year-old, and the 4-year-old is right on the border, right? Right on the border. So I'm like, hey, let me get him this cool Lego set. And then they're like in the store, maybe Duplo, maybe Lego. I'm like, my son is 2, he's got Duplo, and it says on the box 4, I'm getting him Lego. So I get this cool Lego set. I'm really excited. I get to their house, I give it to the kid. The kid is like a little timid, whatever. He gets excited about this. He's very excited. And then the kid rips the box open. All these pieces go everywhere, and Ben just looks at me, and he goes, thanks, man.
Yeah.
That's like 1,000 hours of work for me. And I go, oh, sorry. And then he's like, couldn't you have gotten him Duplo? And I'm like, he's like, you know, and then I'm looking at Ben, and, you know, Ben's been seriously injured, and he's doing amazing, but, you know, my thought is, he's in a wheelchair when he first greets us. He has prosthetics and everything. It's an amazing story. But I'm looking at him, and I'm like, he's got a part of his arm missing, fingers missing, I'm like, oh my God, what did I do to this guy, right? So fast forward to the next morning when we walk in, the car's built by Ben overnight, the kid's playing with it. It's and they love it, and they're all like, oh my God, this is the most amazing thing. And they're all smiling and giggling, and I'm now the kid's favorite, which is what I wanted to do, by the way.
The source for Lego, yeah.
And I was like, what am I gonna do, bring them flowers? No, I'm gonna bring the kids Lego. And I brought the girl something little, you know. Like,
you can't go wrong.
Oh my God, it was so amazing. And I love how you have all these new sets. Like when I was a kid, you didn't have the full Ferrari set with the pit crew and the whole thing.
Yeah, when I was a kid, there were 5 colors, and, you know, just sort of box of bricks,
right,
with a picture of a house.
You had to make your own thing with your imagination, and then now you've even got trains and everything, and then you can build full things like this. You're a designer.
Yes.
How do you? I mean, when it started, you must have started. I imagine. Tell me if I'm wrong. You would design something like this by drawing it, and then you'd have to, like, by hand figure out how many bricks it would be and which bricks. Now I imagine it's computer models.
Totally computers now, and we use a program called Maya, and we design everything in that, and it gives us total flexibility to pose and create.
The company's like 80 years old. You started. It's one of the best toy companies and one of the best stories ever. But when you started, like 1988, you've been there a couple of days.
1988, yes.
When you started, 1988, the Dodgers were in the World Series. Just so you know.
Okay.
You remember they beat the Mets in the playoffs. Orel Hershiser. That's the big Kirk Gibson home run. He comes off the bench and can barely walk around the bases. Anyway, when you start in 1988, one of the best World Series moments. This is the World Series, not against the. It was against the A's, by the way, not against the Mets. They beat the Mets in the playoffs. You were drawing this, right? You weren't using Maya.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We had graph paper. We did, front view, side view, top view. Had to mash it around in your brain and try
bananas.
to figure it out.
Yeah.
It was. It's nice to know how to do, but
Yeah.
it's fortunate we don't have
That's
to do
like
it
when I
Yeah,
went to
every day.
broadcasting
Yes.
school, they showed me how to cue a record, and I'm like, nice to know.
Yes, good to know.
Yes.
Like film.
You can fall back on it every now and
Yeah.
then. For something small, I'll draw it quickly or something, but
Do you ever feel like this guy doesn't ever have to know that, and it's a little shame for you? You had to go through that.
Yeah, it's a lost art.
It is.
Now, what's so great about Lego that you've been with them that long?
It's a fantastic company to work for.
Yeah.
It's a family-focused, family-friendly company. Not just to everyone, but the employees.
employees as well,
Yeah,
yeah.
they put you. You can put your family first with Lego.
See, that's so nice. You don't hear that a lot.
No, it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
And how long would it take me to build something like this?
This might have taken about a week and a half to 2 weeks to design and build.
Wow. Very,
Yes.
very cool. And so when I would open the box and I get these, I can't wait. My son's on Duplo now, and I can't wait till he's on. I go into the Lego store with him, and I'm like, pick something out. Before Mom gets here, pick something out, and I'll buy it. And then he's like, oh, he can't decide. He gets stuck between everything. And then Mom walks in, and
There's
she's like,
so much.
Duplo. Over there. Because I mean, it's age appropriate. It's she's not
Yeah.
ruining the party.
Yeah.
She's excited for Lego too. But I would get that box and I'd have to figure it out. But now you get like you really get something like this.
Yeah, well, this is not a set that we sell.
Okay.
This is a specific model we designed for the building event that we're holding here at Comic-Con.
By the way, we showed it off yesterday. You have one of the most amazing boots. Can
Yes.
you talk about the boot?
Yeah.
Yes, we're really showcasing our Nexo Nights line, which is coming out in January. We're giving a sneak peek preview of the Nexo Nights line. It's basically a castles line with laser beams.
Oh my gosh.
It's
With laser beams.
Yeah, futuristic.
Can I get a castle line with frickin' laser beams?
Exactly, and it's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Wow.
There's one castle that's on treads, so it travels.
Has anything changed about Lego? I mean, even the plastic, is it the same plastic material?
Most of it is ABS, but we use polycarbonates for the clear elements and other plastics depending on what function they're going to have.
How has technology changed Lego?
Well, we've increased the molding process. We used to mold pretty slowly, and since the company has grown so crazy big recently, we've really ramped up the whole molding thing. We can now push out, I think, like 3 times more bricks, many more bricks in a minute than we used to be able to.
I think what's awesome
That's
about Lego
amazing.
too is how you get into technology and they're able, Andrea, to really important stream, STEAM, however you want to call it for the kids, science, technology, engineering, and math, and this is where it starts, and they're able to actually, for a long time now, but it's even more prevalent today, is get robotics into the Lego so kids can learn how to put electronics in, how to engineer, and they have to then figure that out and think about how to plan that in, and they
It's
can have
so
propellers and they
crazy.
can do all sorts of
Lego's
stuff.
Mindstorms is a fantastic line. It's a little skewed, a little older, but there's a lot of the first Lego League is a robot creation competition that we have.
I was going to say, and you guys
Awesome.
support STEM and really education.
Yes.
Greg, how did you get involved with Lego? I mean, did you just wake up I know you were playing with Lego since you popped out, and then yeah.
So I went to school for product design, and like you said, I've been playing with Lego for my whole life, basically.
But how do you go from product design to Lego? Because I think everybody who goes to school for product design that their dream job is to work at Lego, and then you somehow got there.
Yeah, it's
Was that your
I'm
first
lucky
thought? Was it your first thought in school to go to
to
Lego?
go to Lego. Well, I grew up in the area, so I was always in the back of my mind. But
Okay.
What
I'm
do you?
surprised I ended up here. Yeah.
You are.
Yeah.
What do you got in your hand there?
So this is actually part of our building event we're doing here at Comic-Con. So this model is made out of just those.
Yep. So you
And
can see
so-
that brick there is
Oh, wow.
the same as that.
What we do is have the fans build a 4 times brick, which is 4 times wide, high, and deep as that, and then we follow the brick pattern and create an 8-foot model.
Wow.
So 2
Instead of
feet
the 2
tall,
feet.
then we're creating an 8-foot tall version
Wow.
that is almost done. We're going to finish it tomorrow.
That's
Wow.
very cool. And that's, I mean, 8 feet is like 5 feet taller than me.
We need a ladder when we're getting up. He's got big hair.
Yes. I used to have big hair. I did.
Yeah, you
Long
did.
time ago. It was very important hair.
So each day, how does that work? Talk us through that. So somebody comes over to the booth and they're creating
Yeah, we
one
have
of those?
tables set up with all the bricks they need.
Okay.
There's just 3 different shapes in each brick, and there's instructions on the table. They just follow the instructions, hand us the brick, and
You add it on.
And then we're giving them a poster.
Oh,
as
cute.
a gift.
Okay.
So,
What's the first thing you remember building out of Lego?
the first thing,
Yeah.
okay, when I was a kid playing with Lego, we're talking about in the
I know.
early 70s.
Yeah.
There weren't minifigures. There weren't. So we would build little armies out of 2x4s. We'd make our own little people out of 2x4s. And,
That's pretty
And
cool.
then make bombs, and
Yeah.
Wow.
chuck them at them. And I like doing things like make an elevator shaft with an elevator, and use some string and.
And what's your favorite thing you've ever built with Lego?
Oh, I did a model of Babar the elephant once.
Wow.
Very large. It was
Yeah.
about 8 feet tall itself.
Oh my God, with Babar.
And it was the author Laurent de Brunhoff, who does the Babar books. I worked directly with him. He had created an image for Yale New Haven Children's Hospital for them to use.
Wow.
And I recreated the image, but 3-dimensionally.
That's amazing.
And it's Dr. Babar. He's hung up his crown on the bed, is ministering to a baby elephant in a hospital bed.
Wow.
And they're holding trunks together, and he's got a stethoscope. And
Wow.
it's the model that's followed me around because anywhere I go, I'll run into someone who mentions that model, and I know it means that they were going through a very hard part in their life. You don't go to Yale New Haven Children's Hospital for a vacation, and they just always tell me how important that model was for their child, to have something like that they could look at and play near.
Yeah.
And it's really the most important thing I think I've ever done.
And I think I could tell it means a lot to you, but
It
I think
does.
it
I
means,
get a little teary.
but it means so much to those families.
Yeah.
Especially,
Yeah.
I know what these families go through, and Andrea does too. We've been news reporters and covered these kinds of things, and it's at their weakest moment, their hardest point, and you're giving them a little bit of lightness.
Hopefully
fun,
a little joy.
ray of
Yeah,
sunshine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a little amazingness, a little BeTerrificness.
A little bit. Now, question, Greg, you are a designer. So, like he said, the programs, I'm sure, are way beyond what obviously Paul started with. How long does it take to build or design an 8-foot figure, and then also to build it? I was just commenting on, what is it called, Downtown Market or Disney Marketplace?
Marketplace, yeah.
And these figures are
I mean, at Legoland, you'd be blown
not
away.
even 8 foot. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So how long does it take to design something like that and then to bring it to fruition and build it?
Well, it depends on the complexity, obviously.
I'm
but
sure. Okay.
This
1
is a
week to 2 weeks, and then the build can vary depending on how many people are working on it.
Oh, okay.
How?
And when it needs to be done.
Right.
The
So if there's
deadlines
a
and
deadline, you
budgets,
work
yeah.
overtime. I'm sure.
Well-
But with the program, I mean, what do you do particularly?
Well, there's certain applications for it to save you time. Sometimes we do lean towards the more traditional design tools. Sometimes we need the computer. So
Interesting.
it's knowing which one to use is really the key.
I think what's nice is you talk about budgets and stuff, and that comes into play, of course, with like Disney or Comic-Con wanted their own, Comic-Con sign in Lego, but and you can do that stuff, and that's
Oh, yeah.
cool. But I think what we kind of glossed over was the fact that Lego, I said they give back and that they're really into STEM and stuff, but the fact that they gave you the time to create the Babar Lego, that's basically a donation. Because
Yes.
they're paying you,
Yes.
you're doing it,
Yeah.
and that gets donated, and it travels, and it does all this stuff. There's a lot of resources, time, and money that goes into that, and it's wonderful. The response is wonderful to it, but it doesn't happen if Lego doesn't step up to the plate. So
No.
we got to note that, and that's remarkable. How does it differ when you design this and when you design a toy that's going to be sold in retail? That somebody might get, that's going to you have to worry about complexity, age, all this other stuff, and then price, of course, and what parts can go in a box and all that.
Yeah, well, Greg and I, we do not do product design in the United States. The The sets are all designed in Denmark.
Yeah.
They
Back at the headquarters.
Yes, in the world headquarters for Lego in Billund, Denmark. They have a large department, very large department, where the designers work on individual lines, creating new lines, refreshing older lines.
Do you have a favorite product?
Yeah, I've always collected the pirate ships and the trains.
The trains are awesome.
Yeah,
do
I
you
love the
guys still do the
trains.
trains with the electronics and the track? You know, it
Yes,
moves around
I
the
think
tracks?
nowadays we're doing remote controlled ones.
Wow,
That's awesome.
amazing.
Very
I,
cool.
I had the ones that had the, you know, the little plug that
Right.
plugged
Yeah.
into the metal
Is your
tracks.
house a huge Lego?
No.
Have you built your own house yet? You probably could one day.
Greg, what's your favorite Lego set?
Ninjago.
Wow, very cool. Guys, thank you so much for your time. I know you got to get back to your booth. I hope that anybody who's coming to Comic-Con still tomorrow or later today comes by the Lego booth. They definitely
You
should.
can't miss it.
It's truly the best booth here. There's no doubt about it. It's remarkable.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys come on BeTerrific a lot more, not only at Toy Fair, where we'll be the official live stream, but also just in general. We have a studio in Secaucus, New Jersey. Please say hello to Julia Estrada, my old friend, when you're back in Carlsbad, California, and at Legoland. Andrea, this is amazing.
I know.
Hopefully you can.
I've got to go to Legoland. I'll stop
And
by
there's
and see
also
you.
one in Florida.
I live in
North
Los
of-
Angeles.
Yeah,
So I
okay,
should,
all right,
I've
that's
got to come down
closer.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Listen,
I've been wanting to take my cousins. I
while
want
I,
them to come out
while
there.
I distract them, you grab that, okay?
Okay.
All right. We'll be back with a whole lot more right after this on your live continuing coverage of New York Comic Con. You are the Terrifics, and you make BeTerrific special. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere.